Hi. No, okay. You go ahead and hit that red subscribe button down below. Also make sure you guys hit that little bell, because I've heard, a lot of the YouTubers, we're gonna start this over. We're gonna start it over. We're gonna start it over because you know what? Mama can't talk today. Hi to all of my wonderful nursing family here on YouTube. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, my name is Ariel and I am a newly licensed registered nurse, and I do videos here for pre-nursing students, nursing students, RNs, people if they're just thinking about nursing class. I do those types of videos about nursing school, about my journey being a single mom and being 27 and starting a whole new career. So if you are new here and you want to join our wonderful nursing family that we have here, make sure you go ahead and hit that red subscribe button down below. Also, make sure that you hit those post notification bells, I think it is. I don't know, but I've heard all the YouTubers say that people aren't getting their information unless you hit that bell. So make sure you hit that bell, that way you never miss a upload from me. If you are a oldie but a goodie and have been here with me since the beginning, since the jump, since I started, thank you for riding with me and supporting me and loving me. I appreciate it. And if you are new, welcome. And yes, so today's video, as you can tell from the title, is going to be talking about NCLEX, how I studied, what I did, and just a little bit of background information on that and on my experience and all that good stuff. So without further ado, I don't want to ramble too much. Let's go ahead and jump into the video. So I took my NCLEX fairly recently. I believe I took it 2 weeks ago probably already. I can't believe time flies like that, but I did. I took my NCLEX May 2nd. So for people who are new here, I just want to give the background story. I was in an accelerated nursing program. I went to Rasmussen College, and I graduated in December of 2017. So just recently, a couple months ago, not a couple months ago, I mean a minute ago, but yes, I took my NCLEX in May. Now I know you're probably wondering, well, why did it take you so long to take your NCLEX? Well, I was in a thing called extended incomplete, which is if you do not finish all your ATIs by the time your semester is over in capstone, you do have to stay until you finish them, and you have another 11 weeks to complete all of the ATIs before the school can release your transcripts to the Board of Nursing. So I did graduate in December, and I did have a couple of more ATIs that I needed to complete. So I completed my ATIs I believe like mid-February. I did not get my ATT, which is my approval to test. I believe that's what it's called. I'm not really sure, but I'm gonna assume that's what it's called. I didn't get that until March. I did have some problems with my school not having my official transcripts or something like that. So I did have to go through that process of sending my transcripts over again. And once they got it, they were able to put me in a graduate status and release my transcripts to the board. So that process was happening. So I did get my ATT on March 22nd. So right then and there, I got it like in the morning when I woke up. I went on to the Pearson website and I picked out my test date. So the test date that I originally picked was April 12th. I did change my test date twice because first time I just wanted a couple of more days. I was going on a vacation. I believe it was the 17th. I was going to Las Vegas. So I wanted to take it before then. That way I was like, yes, we can go to Vegas and party that I'm a new nurse. But I just felt like I had changed it from the 12th to the 16th, which was the day before that we were leaving to Vegas. But I just felt really overwhelmed. Like I wasn't confident within myself. So I changed it from the 16th. I wanted to take it when we came back from Vegas, but they didn't really have anything right when we came back, so I changed it to May 2nd, which was a Wednesday. So it was about maybe a week and a half later from when I came back from Vegas. So let's get into studying. So I know that the NCLEX is obviously one of the biggest tests that you will take in your entire life. You want to make sure that you are prepared. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard of millions of things that you can use, tools that you can use to study. Personally, what I used to study was UWorld, and I used this book. This book is the Remar Review Quick Facts for NCLEX. I bought this on Amazon, and I will definitely link it below. I believe it's very beneficial, and this book literally just has quick facts on what you would need to know for your NCLEX. And literally most of these facts are really good. I mean, they have like donning sterile gloves, they have diuretics, diabetes, diabetic teaching, cystic fibrosis, just like basic things. It's like nursing school compacted into like this tiny little 80-page book, and it has everything that you basically could be tested on. I mean, not everything, but a good chunk of what you could be tested on NCLEX in here. I got this off of Amazon. I think it was about 20 bucks. My mom bought it for me, luckily, but my friend who had taken the NCLEX, she highly recommended this, and I really like this book. So I will link this down below if you wanted to get this. So as far as studying, so I picked my test date on the 22nd, and I bought UWorld on the 23rd. If you don't know what UWorld is, it basically is a platform where you have a multitude of questions, and RNs can take it, PNs can take it, and I believe they have questions for doctors as well. For the RN subscription, you get about 2,000 and some change questions. So basically how it's laid out is you have, I don't have the app on my phone anymore, and I can't go into it because obviously my subscription is done. If not, I will show you guys. But you have a bunch of categories. You can make up to 75 question tests, as many tests as you want. And you have a bunch of categories. You have critical care, mental health, maternal, child, fundamentals. And within those categories, you have a bunch of subcategories. So say for maternal, you have postpartum, antepartum, I don't know, whatever else. So you can create your tests like that. You have to go online and get a subscription, and the subscription, it did go up in price, which I'm kind of disappointed about because I thought it was $69 or $79. When I went to buy it, it was $99, and this is for a 30-day subscription. You can get a 60-day, a 90-day, and then once your subscription is about to end, I believe like maybe 2 days before your subscription ends, you have the option to renew it. So you can renew it for 7 days, 15 days, 30 days if you need it, and obviously this is additional money. So I had originally bought mine on the 23rd of March. I picked my test date on the 22nd. I bought my UWorld subscription on the 23rd of March. I bought a 30-day subscription, which cost me $99. Since I did change my test, I did need a couple extra days, so I bought the 7-day renewal package, which cost me an extra $29. So, and that was for 7 days, and that had expired for me 2 days before I took my NCLEX. So it had expired Sunday night at 11:59 p.m. and I took my NCLEX on Wednesday. So I was doing questions for, I had it ultimately for 37 days. Now, did I do questions every single day? For the most part. When I went to Vegas for those 5 days, I did not do any questions. When I did come back, I did them diligently. So let me kind of tell you my routine and what I did while studying. So as far as studying, I would just do questions on questions on questions. And usually how I did questions was you have an option in UWorld to select all of the categories, and it gives you a random selection of questions. I would do that. I would do 10 questions at a time of random, of all the categories all together. And that's how I do my questions. I would usually do 10 questions at a time, and I would do about maybe 50 a day, sometimes 60 on a good day, but mostly like between 30 and 50 questions a day. I will not lie, and UWorld has very difficult questions. At least I felt like they were difficult. And at first, when I was first doing them, I felt very incompetent because they are difficult questions, and some of the things I had no clue about, I didn't learn in school, and I was just like, oh my god, I'm an idiot, I'm gonna fail this NCLEX. But talking with your friends and people who have already taken it, they're like, don't feel like that. These are good questions for you because they are going to teach you how to think, how to do process of elimination, how to use your nursing process, your ADPI, and those things help you determine the best answer for the question. So usually the questions, they were very hard. Some of them were easy, some of them were things I didn't know. We had a lot of select all that applies, but the questions were amazing. But the real reason that everybody loves UWorld is because of the rationales. Now, UWorld has amazing rationales, and I have to tell you that I learned a lot doing UWorld as opposed to, I mean, I learned a lot in nursing school, but I feel like I learned a lot more doing UWorld. So to me, that is one reason why it is very, very, very beneficial, because it does give you hard questions and it teaches you how to answer the questions as well as teaching you new information. I did see some questions from UWorld on the NCLEX. Now, they weren't exact questions, but I remember I got a question on intussusception, and I used to get questions like that all the time in UWorld, and I got that on the NCLEX, and I'm like, oh my god, I know this from UWorld. And I'm pretty sure I got that answer correct. I mean, I could be wrong. Who knows? But I'm pretty sure I got it correct. So UWorld is extremely beneficial. I love it. So I would do about 10 questions a day. Sometimes I would amp it up, do 50. Sometimes I would do 20. And I would just do them randomly throughout the day. I didn't go anywhere to study or do anything like that. I would just stay at home and I would just do questions. While I'm laying in bed, I'd do questions. If I was at my grandparents' house or wherever, I would do a couple of questions. So at first I did 10 questions a day, about 30 to 50 questions a day. When I went to Vegas, it did cut down a little bit, and I didn't do any questions while I was out there. I was out there for 5 days, and probably the days before I really didn't do any questions. When I came back, I amped it up, and I kind of changed how I did my questions. I would pick a certain category, so say critical care. I would do all the subcategories in that category, and then I would do 5 questions at a time, and I would do that for all of the categories. And I believe there was like about 8 categories in there: critical care, maternal, mental health, leadership, and some other things. So I would do 5 questions of each category, pick all the subcategories, and I would do it like that. So that would give me about 35 questions in a sitting, because 10 questions at a time I would kind of get annoyed, and it would take like a while because, you know, the rationales are really long and you do read through all of them, as you should. If you do get UWorld, you should read through every rationale, even if you got the question correct, because it just gives you pertinent information. So I switched it up. I would do 5 questions at a time of all the categories, and I would do that about 3 times, 4 times, 5 times a day. So right there, you're doing, you know, a good amount of questions. So before, like the week or 2 before I took my test, I was doing about 100 to 105 questions a day. So tips for UWorld: make sure that you read every single rationale. Even if you get the question right, it is very beneficial. The good thing about UWorld is that you're able to highlight things, write notes, save all the graphs to flashcards and stuff like that. And then at the end, they don't give you your flashcards, because I know I had made a bunch of flashcards, but they send you in an email your notes. So that was very, very beneficial. I got that, unfortunately, the day after I took my NCLEX, so I mean, there was no point, but yes. So UWorld is amazing. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. I know lots of people do recommend it, but it really was great. For the price, I mean, to be honest, I don't think, I mean, $100 for 30 days for 2,000 and some questions, it's just a lot, especially for a nursing student who probably doesn't have any money. I think it's a little bit much, but definitely worth it, but not worth that much, if that makes any type of sense. You know what I mean. And then you got to pay to renew, and I had to pay an extra $29 for 7 days, and it was just like, but who got this money? And you got to pay like $400 for NCLEX. To me, it's just crazy, but whatever. That's me. So also, while I was doing UWorld, I would do my REMAR facts, and I would go in here and I would do, there's about 80 pages in here, so I would do about 8 pages a day, and I would just go through and review. So say this page, we have AIDS, and it would just give you facts about AIDS. So how is HIV transmitted? Obviously through bodily products and stuff. What are the symptoms of HIV? Fever, weight loss, blah blah blah. And I would just go through and I would do 8 pages, say it out loud, highlight things, and then after I do the 8 pages, I would go back and review them, and then that would be like my day of REMAR. REMAR is very good. It gives you lots of information. I would definitely recommend it. And that's what I did. I did fall off. I didn't get to page 80, but a couple days before I would try and review. I mean, it has like all your cranial nerves. It has just a bunch of information that's really, really, really good and stuff that you really do see on the NCLEX. So I would definitely recommend this book. I'll link it down below, like I said. So that was my study regimen. I would do questions on UWorld throughout the day, and then I would do 8 pages of this, review that, say it out loud, because for me, I have to say things and talk things out in order for me to remember things. So I would do that, and then I would go back to UWorld. I would do UWorld questions before I went to bed. I would do UWorld questions while I'm just sitting around. I would just do questions on questions. This is what worked best for me. This is what my friends did, and they passed. And yeah. So as far as NCLEX went, I do have a vlog of like my day before and the day of, what I did to kind of prepare for NCLEX. So I will link that down below for you guys, so you guys can check that out if you would like, if you haven't seen it yet. But basically, I didn't do questions. Like I said, my UWorld expired on Sunday night, so I did as many questions as I could until 11:59 p.m. on Sunday night. And then Monday and Tuesday, I didn't do any questions at all, which I wish I could have. I was thinking of renewing my UWorld just to do it, but I had worked Monday night too, and I had to try and nap and all this stuff, so I didn't really get to do any questions Monday night. And then Tuesday was the day before my NCLEX, so I didn't want to do anything. I kind of just wanted to relax. The day of NCLEX, I definitely just tried to relax, tried not to think negatively. I tried to think very positively. I went and I got breakfast and, you know, just tried to be as calm as possible, prayed a lot. And I took my NCLEX at 2 p.m. That's another tip. You know, if you are an early morning person and you function better in the mornings, like you can take your test at 8 a.m. and be okay. Definitely take your test at the time that works best for you. Me, I'm not a morning person. I don't like to wake up early. Then I got to wake up Ariana early. Then I got to be in traffic. I don't like that. It's just too much. So I took my exam at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. I did get all 265 questions on the NCLEX. So I was there for a good amount of time. I was there from 2 to about 7:30 in the afternoon. I think I just jinxed myself because I was talking to my friend. I was like, watch me get all 265 questions. All of my friends got like 75, 85 questions. Watch me get the whole entire test. And look what happens. You see, computer will let you know when it's time for your scheduled break, and you can take breaks as often as you want. So during my scheduled breaks, I would just get up, go get a drink of water, and pray again. Try to relax, take deep breaths. I should have brought myself some snacks, which I don't know why I didn't, but I was kind of hungry, but whatever. So I would just go, you know, and just try to relax, think positively, talk to God, and then come back. And I cannot deny that I was getting tired of it and over it. I was like, I know I'm about to get all these questions. I'm just like, oh my God. But you cannot do that because this is the most important test that you are going to take. So whenever I felt myself getting like that, I'm like, okay, God, please give me the strength to concentrate, you know, clear my mind, bring me peace, cover me with your grace. So yeah, once I left, I did not feel as if I failed the test. I mean, I felt like 265 questions. I believe I knew at least half of that. I probably got 51%. And if so, I don't care. That's all I needed. And I passed. That's all I'm worried about. But I felt very confident. I didn't feel like I didn't know anything on that test. I did have questions that I really had no clue about, and I just had to use my critical thinking skills. And I had questions that I was sure about, and then I had questions that you kind of could figure out if you did do, you know, process of elimination and critical thinking. I thought it was a fair test. I didn't think that it was too hard or too easy. I think it was very fair, especially for going through nursing school and doing all that stuff. I thought it was a fair test. So yeah, that's basically it. That is basically what I did for studying for NCLEX, how it went for me, what I used. I hope this video kind of helps you guys a little bit, gives you a little bit of insight. If you have any questions at all, make sure you leave them down below. I'm here to help. You know, I love reading all your comments. I try to get back to all of them as quickly as I can. If I don't get back to them quickly, I mean, I do get back to them eventually. So thank you for all the love and support to everybody who has commented on my last video in regards to my NCLEX and passing. I greatly appreciate it, and I love you guys so much, and I thank you for always being here for me. I mean, honestly, you guys are awesome. So with that being said, make sure you guys follow me on Instagram and Snapchat. I will leave that down below. You know, any other videos that you guys want to see. I do have some ideas on things, so let me know that down below. If you are about to take your NCLEX soon, let me know. If you've already taken it and you have passed, let me know. If you failed, let me know. I am here for all of you guys. I just want to help you guys out, so definitely, I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here, and I will see you guys in the next one.